Hello, world. Welcome to episode 106 of the Jimmy Canz Show. Prediction time. Money in the bank. Rodney and I are here. Let's talk about it.
It's a big.
How you doing, Rod?
Good. How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm hanging in.
It's a good one. We got a good one coming up Sunday.
Yes, it's Saturday.
Oh, so look, I'm glad I said that so people don't miss it on Saturday.
Yes, Money in the Bank this Saturday from Las Vegas, Nevada, the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Far cry from the originally planned Allegiant Stadium in terms of capacity, but what are you gonna do? 6 matches, 2 Money in the Bank matches. Let us talk about it. Kicking it off for the Raw Women's Championship, the EST, Bianca Belair, will defend now against Carmella. Rhea Ripley, not medically cleared. Carmella's been inserted into this match now. So there you have that. Which way you going, Rod? Start us off here, champ.
I think this is going to be another successful defense for Bianca. Bianca.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with the fact that they've had an audible with the opponent.
Yeah.
It kind of tips the hat on that one. So
and don't get me wrong, I like Carmella, but she's no Ron Simmons.
That was a good one. Now, here's the thing. This is Money in the Bank. So, depending on the order of the matches, she might retain here, but does she leave Saturday with the title? That's like I said, we don't know the order of the matches. So, if the women's Money in the Bank happens beforehand, never know what can happen. Anyway,
I would say so. Though, if I just had to bet.
Yeah. I'm just throwing that out there. Just food for thought. You always want to keep them guessing.
Never let them know your next move.
Yeah, that's right. Next up, the youngest United States champion in WWE history, Mr. McMahon's protege, Theory, defending that United States title against the almighty Bobby Lashley. I am saying new champion here. All right. And for the simple fact that currently every main roster men's title is held by a heel. Bloodline, Theory, Gunther, you know what I mean? So for that simple reason, not to mention, I think that I could be completely off on this. I think that, they're playing around with Cena and Theory for SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can't have that be non-title. So if you get the belt off Theory, even if it's just for a couple of weeks and everything, so that match can happen between him and Cena, because you're not going to bring Cena back and, do all this 20-year celebration thing for him to turn around and lose. But you also don't want to put a title on him because he's not sticking around long term. You know what I mean? So you get the belt off Theory here now. He can go do his thing with Cena, then they can do something and maybe, have the title go back. But that's where my head is right now. What say you, Rod?
I think I'm the opposite. I think that they're gonna use this opportunity with Cena to make Theory a more powerful entity.
So I think you got Theory retaining here and then going over Cena. You're tipping your hat for the SummerSlam predictions, but
yes, I think with them thinking so highly of Theory, and I'm hearing so many parallels in their thinking of him and Cena. I know Cena, the path to Cena's stardom was through that United States Championship reign. And I think that's that I don't give him enough credit. I don't give him credit for being very original. I see like them literally trying to brainwash us into feeling like that we have another Cena.
I hear you. Okay, so we differentiate there. All right. Next up, SmackDown Women's title is on the line. The Queen of Hearts, the Boat, as she likes to call herself, Natalya, challenging the baddest woman on the planet, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, for that SmackDown Women's Championship. Which way are you going on this one, Rod?
Yeah, I think we got another retention by Ronda.
I will concur. I just don't. Yeah, Natty's not.
Yeah, yeah.
She's a sweetheart, Natalia, but I just she's not the one to end Ronda's reign.
Definitely, she's definitely not that gal.
No. All right. Next up, the Street Profits will challenge the Usos for the unified WWE Tag Team Championships. Now, last night, the Profits, Montez got a victory that said that the Profits can pick the stipulation for this match. That hasn't been announced yet, so there's going to be some type of stip on this match. What that is, I don't know. Regardless of that, whatever the stipulation happens to be, I'm still going with the Usos. I think they're benefiting right now from the Roman aura, and I don't see them dropping those titles until Roman is in a situation where he could potentially drop his. That bloodline, story arc is too strong right now. So I got a retention by the Usos.
Okay. Any chance I get, I try to give the Street Profits hopefully give them a thumbs up there. I think maybe here's my thinking is that maybe they get the belts off of the Usos and give them to the Street Profits because they have pretty good chemistry in their matches, and make that a pretty big SummerSlam match. The Usos versus the Street Profits, with the Profits having being the champions and the Usos getting the belts back.
Okay.
At SummerSlam.
Possible. But I can see what you're going for there. Roman basically, expressing his disappointment, and then they have to take it up a level to get it back.
Yes, yeah. Because you definitely don't want to upset the head of the table.
And tribal chief
underperformance.
All right. So that leads us now to the Money in the Bank matches. Talk about the women's Money in the Bank match here first. On the Raw side of things, you got Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Asuka, and Big Time Becky Lynch. On the SmackDown side of things, you got Lacey Evans, Raquel Rodriguez, and Shotzi. Only 7 participants in the Money in the Bank this year, so it's kind of imbalanced in terms of Raw representation to SmackDown representation. I think that's a sign of kind of this brand split kind of dying.
I agree.
So which way you going for your Money in the Bank winner, Rod?
I'm going with Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans, huh?
Yeah, I think it'll be a longer term sort of a deal with her, but I think just looking at kind of how she's transformed and kind of how they've highlighted her story over the last year or so, I think it's something there.
Okay. I am going with Big Time Bex. I think it just played. Yeah, her with the Money in the Bank briefcase, I think writes itself in terms of the different things they can do in terms of story. So it's where my head is, and I think that's the way they're gonna go.
She's great on the mic too, with that and having that briefcase and being able to talk. Yep, that'll be good.
I mean, because like you said, you got to think about it too. Both your women's champs right now are babyface and Ronda and Bianca, so it makes a little more sense to have the heel with it than another babyface. I mean, I know that stuff can change, but I don't see it changing, anytime soon at this point. Anyway.
And for all of our listeners who's wondering, what is that beautiful symphony of animals they're hearing in the background? I'm actually outside for this. The first time ever on location as we film this episode. So hope you guys can enjoy. Hope it brings some light and beauty to your day.
All right, next up, men's Money in the Bank. We said only 7 individuals. So on the Raw side right now, you've got Seth freaking Rollins, the Nigerian Giant Omos, the original bro himself, Riddle. And we're up on the Blue Brand side. You got Big Daddy Drew McIntyre, the head of the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, the honorary Usos, Sami Zayn, and there's one more TBD, no clue on which brand that last spot is going to get filled by. I mean, obviously it's probably going to get filled this Friday, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a SmackDown individual filling it. I mean, that Battle Royal that they had last night had both Raw and SmackDown individuals in it. So, could go in a lot of different directions. Same thing with that Last Chance Women's Gauntlet match, had both SmackDown and Raw women's competitors on it. Like I said, I think the brand split is pretty much dead. It's just kind of there in name only. But anyway, for me, on this one, I was really, really on board with Seth winning this up until last night. That TBD and the fact that Riddle qualified has given me pause. For that reason, I am going to go with Riddle. I think they're still playing into that, his redemption of Randy and all that kind of stuff. So he had a great match with Roman 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, I see him as a future champion. Now, whether or not, I don't see him being the one to take it off of Roman, but I can see him as a future champion.
I agree. I agree. From day one, I've been a Matt Riddle fan before he was Riddle.
Yeah.
And I'm still there. And something that makes me even more, kind of feeling like it's going to be Riddle's time is that he's not a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the youngest guy out there. So
he's in his 30s, isn't he?
Yeah. So I mean, but he's definitely primed. I'm saying to go ahead and try to fish, see how he does with that. How far his star can go.
Maybe he wins it and he can cash in and get his first name back.
Yeah. That's what he's gonna get back. I also agree with your theory that I could see him getting it up. I wouldn't be surprised if he winds up using it to fight Randy for the title in like a straight up match, maybe at a WrestleMania or somewhere.
That'd be interesting.
Because it wouldn't be surprising if Randy was the one. If there's a person in WWE with credibility to, all he needs is a split second to take that belt off of Roman, and everyone would go absolutely crazy. Would be an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah. So our differences then for Money in the Bank, you got Profits, I got Usos, you got Theory, I got Lashley, you got Lacey, I got Becky. So we got 3 differences there. I mean, granted, neither one of us might get the Money in the Bank stuff right.
There are
other options there.
TBD's just lurking out there like Ed Reed.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but it's just, there are 5 other women in that in that match, so you never know what way that could go. And then same thing with the men's. We get 6 guys there that could potentially win it other than Riddle. So, but there you go. Those are our differences. We'll see what happens with the old Jimmy Canz championship. Next month will be, or actually, no, it's
I was about to say sooner than that.
Yeah, well, I mean, both Money in the Bank and SummerSlam are in July. We're doing this still in June, so technically, I guess it is next month. When we actually film it, we'll be doing our SummerSlam predictions. We got one match announced already for the old Ubu, where the head of the table will defend once again against Brock. And then we got another rumored one. The challenge was thrown out by Pat McAfee to take on Corbin. See if that one comes to fruition. All likelihood it will. So SummerSlam should be a good show. So there you have it. Anything you want to plug, Rod?
No, man, we just out here. Like I say, I'm about to get out here and get some of these pass rush practice with my son. So
All right, brother.
I'm
So-
plugging pass rushing. Get out and pass rush somebody today in the mall or anywhere. Just put a pass rush move on somebody.
Right. So wherever you guys are, hope you're doing well. Give the channel a like, share, subscribe. Take care of one another. We will see you when we see you.
See you.